stream of the Faculty of Social Studies at Masaryk University. My name is Maria and I'm from Ukraine. Today I'm joined by Eve, Arina, Anjanette, and Novita, who are current students. Thank you guys for joining today. So we are here to talk about our faculty and especially programs which we are studying here. So through whole sessions, please feel free to ask any kind of questions in the chat, and we will be answering them during the whole sessions or in the end of the live stream. So last year, I successfully completed a master degree public policy and human resources. Personally, I chose this program because of the skill sets which are provided by European programs. Also, according to the studyportal.com, this program in a rank of top 10 the best programs related to this field. So currently, I'm doing my PhD studies in social work and social policy. Eve, I know that you are studying conflict and democracy studies. How did you become interested in this field, and why did you choose this? And why did you choose to study here?
Well, I studied international relations for my bachelor's degree, and I was very interested in politics and especially democracy. I was working at a pro-democracy NGO before I decided to do my master's. And I think that if you're the type of person where conflict and democracy are the two parts of international relations or political science that are the most interesting for you, this is actually the only program, like for a master's degree, that emphasizes these two above all of the other aspects. So if you're the type of person that, like me, that really wants to focus specifically on these two things, then yeah, this is the best choice that exists. So yeah, I think anyone can relate in the program because that's why most of us ended up here.
Oh, great. Thank you. Arina, I think you also chose to study energy policy studies because it's really unique as well. Can you tell us more about it? Why did you choose this program?
Hi, sure. Well, basically, I studied my bachelor of political science, and I always felt close to the politics. But I wanted to do something more specific, something more focused, and something really important. And I just realized that energy is something which is with us everywhere. Just we don't see that much. And I heard from my friends during my Erasmus about this program, and I was just amazed. I couldn't not apply for that, and I definitely would recommend everyone who is now after political science, or even we have some engineers, some lawyers who are then applying for the program and finding specifically something for them related to energy.
Okay, great. Thank you. Anjanette, I know also that you decided to continue to study international relations and European politics from your bachelor degree, right? Can you tell us why you become interested in this field, in this program also specifically?
Well, I would say that I was really amazed by how the bachelor's program went for me, and I just love the city of Brno so much, and I enjoyed how the faculty program was going, and also the communication between the faculty and the students is really amazing in my experience from my bachelor's degree. So I felt like I wanted to make sure that if I were to study international relations and European politics, I'd like to continue here at Masaryk University because the interaction between the professors, lecturers, and students, it's really enriching. The discussions are very fruitful. So I thought that I would like to continue here at Masaryk University. And I especially appreciate that all aspects or all sides of a topic or theme at hand when it comes to our field. We always examine it in all possible sides. So it's not just a European-centric opinion. We also investigate what could be the American opinion on this, what could be the Russian perspective on this, and we're a very I would like to say that our class has a lot of different nationalities and coming from different cultures and backgrounds. I feel like these discussions just end up more interesting. And yeah, that's why I thought I wanted to stay here and study and keep studying international relations and European politics at Masaryk University.
Cool, great, thank you. Navinta, I think many people know sociology, but culture sociology, it's really more uncommon. Could you please share your experience, why you decided to study this field, and what did you discover this program?
All right, thank you, Maria. Hi, everyone. Yeah, so I actually studied philosophy for my bachelor degree, and I love social philosophy, and then I'm also interested in culture. So cultural sociology sounds like a perfect fit for me. And after I got accepted, and then I began, my study, my master's degree in cultural sociology here, I realized how related it is to my my future career, like my career dream. It's in marketing, because we learn about meaning making processes, and then we learn about society through like a thick description point of view. So cultural sociology allows me to better understand society and then culture. So yeah, you can ask anything about it.
Right. Thank you. Arina, I'm hoping you can tell us a little bit more about your favorite classes, probably.
Yeah, sure. Well, we have many classes which I enjoy to participate in, but I think the most I remember was on the oil and gas markets, and we also had not just one lecture, not just from our university, but also a lecture from the Oxford University, James Henderson, and it was like the best experience because we had two experts on the markets and the most broad perspective I could hear on that. And also we had opportunities to discuss all the topics which are really up to date. We had the newest data, and I would say that after that course, I really understood more how those complex markets work. So I would definitely recommend to take part in that. And also, I wanted to say that anyone from other programs could also take a course from our program if you're interested in that. So if you would be thinking which course to take related to energy, what is really important, I think, suggest you this course.
Great, thank you. What about you, Eve? Do you have favorite classes?
Yeah, well, actually, one of my favorite classes in the program, I took it just last fall in the autumn, and it was a conflict resolution course that was looking at really long-term conflicts that are really difficult to solve, because often in a classroom, if you are, we're sitting in a classroom in the Czech Republic talking about something on the other side of the world, it can be very difficult to really understand how deep this conflict goes and how personal it is for people. So we had a course that was basically role-playing these conflicts, and you were assigned a different party of the conflict. You had to understand where they're coming from, what their goals are, how it affects them based on identity and family and everything. And then we had to try to resolve them. And of course, we reached almost no satisfying results, but that's the point. It's to really understand how other people think and their situations. And then on the other side, we've had amazing courses on kind of philosophy of democracy and what it means to belong to a country and to vote and everything. And this really is, again, all of the courses are very much focused on the subject. So I want to say, if you're interested in these two aspects, you can take courses in other programs, but really you just go so in depth on them that it's definitely worth it if this is what you want to do. So.
Okay, great. Thank you. Also, most people keep asking questions about work and study life in Brno. So, how do you think, is it really like possible to combine these two fields all together, and how is it working? Anjanette, probably you can answer on this question. I know that you have small experience.
Yeah, actually, I have been working part-time during my studies, both during my bachelor's and now as a master's student. It's definitely possible to find a job here, but personally, I would not recommend it as it's quite difficult. I mean, studying is amazing, and I feel like you could miss out on a lot of let's say, experiences and opportunities while studying if you have to balance that out with work at the same time. And it's also really tough because the requirements can be very demanding as well, depending on the course, if it's going to be an optional course and also if it's going to be a mandatory course. And you also have to keep in mind that there are schedules to keep up with, deadlines for essays, midterms, finals, and of course, in the end, you will be writing your thesis, which can take a lot of time. So you can work part-time here in the city. There are job opportunities for students, but just keep in mind that it's really tough. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah, I understand. Navinta, and what kind of factors did you pay attention to before moving to Brno?
Oh, that is a very interesting question. Well, actually, yeah. I actually went to the Czech Republic. I visited Prague a long time ago, and I kind of fell in love with the country. And Prague is such a beautiful city. And then I went to an education fair in my hometown in Jakarta, and then there is somebody from the Czech embassy, and then they introduced me to Masaryk University, and then I saw their brochure, and then wow, it looks so interesting. And then when I got here, it is more beautiful than I thought. So yeah.
Great. Thank you very much for sharing your experience, girls. It was really interesting. And I think it's right now time for questions, if we have so. Yes. Do we have questions? What are the requirements for studying international relations and European politics?
I think I could briefly touch upon the answer for this question. I think in terms of interests, if you are looking into studying international relations and European politics, I think that you should be interested in how the international system works, how the different actors in the international system, let's say, react and maybe if not act, then react to certain situations. Because there's a lot, like international relations is a lot of theory, but also thankfully there are aspects which are also about practical application. So you get to learn about project management in international contexts. You also get a chance to do internships. And I feel like you have to be interested as well in the aspect of how international relations work in terms of the European Union, because, it's international relations and European politics. So there will be some mandatory courses that will touch upon European politics, European studies, how do the different institutions of the European Union work. So yeah, that's how I would, let's say, briefly mention what you should be interested in for international relations and European politics. But as for the procedures, I believe it's better to consult the website or to send an email to inquire about more details. The email is down there, admission@fss.muni.cz.
Great, thank you. So do we have another questions? Arino?
Yeah, sure. Okay, there was 2 questions, right?
Right, yeah.
Like first one, could you somehow go back? Because it was so quick. Okay. Yeah. I think it's a really good path to continue after political science bachelor, energy policy studies, because you will already have a theoretical background, you will have a broad knowledge, understanding how the politics work, and then you can apply all of it to the field of energy to understand more some technological, some technical specialities, some have some legal background, and I think you will have the whole spectrum, which will allow you to be expert or like to start being an expert in such a field. So I would definitely recommend to go on this program after political science degree. And the second one was okay. Well, our program has, let's say, different paths. You can choose something what exactly you like the most, and you can choose the subjects according to this, because there are some subjects which are compulsory for everyone, but there are some optional ones which are covering some specific part of the energy policy, and there you can go deeper into the legal questions, into the international energy politics. You can go deeper into some particular energy markets and how they work, or you can take everything as I did. So I would say the program is really broad, and it's up to you how exactly you're going to construct it. But again, it will be up to you, but all the possibilities are at the place.
Great. Thank you. Do we have another questions?
Yeah. So yeah. So in terms of internships and other experiences, well, the first thing is that I kind of relate to what Ari was saying about how everybody in this program has a different goal. Oh, I think I froze for a second. Everyone in this program has a different background and a different goal, and so the internships and experiences will look a little bit different for each person based on what they want to get out of it. So we kind of have like the conflict team and the democracy team, let's say, where for some people they want to really focus on conflict, and so this type of experience opportunity looks like internships with different international security organizations or think tanks, or if you're from a country that has like internship opportunities, some of the students are still connected to their home countries and they will join kind of military strategy after they finish. We've had it from the US and also Ukraine, I think. And then on the other side, with more democracy side, there are NGOs also in the Czech Republic and outside that are really trying to kind of promote democracy and come up with strategies to teach people about being a voter and about being part of a free and open society. So what corruption looks like and why that's a bad thing. So I think, yeah, there's a lot of different directions you can go with it, but also the program is flexible enough that you can take an internship at any time if it's like a part-time internship, and you can take a full semester and do a full-time internship and then balance your courses around it. So it really depends on the person, but there's definitely some different things to choose from.
Yeah, great. So do we have more questions? For the cost of living, like, who would like to answer?
I can answer that. So for non-European Union students like me, including myself, as one of the visa requirements, you have to have sufficient amount of funds in your bank account to be able to get your visa approved, and it's around 100,000 to 120,000 Czech crowns, and it is more than enough for your living cost for 1 year. As a student, I spend around 8 to 10,000 a month for accommodation and for food. And also sometimes when you want to buy clothes or skincare, makeup, and I think it's enough. Grocery in the Czech Republic is okay. It is almost the same like back home in Indonesia. So the living cost is very, very good here. Maybe anyone can add to that.
Yeah, great. So more questions? So who would like to answer?
It's on the energy sector.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
guess when you will be the student, we have a special Facebook page where our teachers or students, like our alumnus, are posting job opportunities, also internships. So there are still opportunities, and they're coming all the time. So it will be up to you which exactly you would like to take, which internship, and they are all different in duration, in requirements, on the place where it's gonna be. But also, I think most of the students, they are looking for internships on their own. Depends on what they like, what they would like to do, and then you can ask your professors, your managers of the program, how better to organize your internship activity to balance it with the studies again. And you're also getting credits for internships in the fields. So that could also help you to gain enough credits to finish the program. So I would say the possibilities are, again, there are a lot of possibilities. So it's up to you which path exactly you're gonna choose. But after you are accepted, we can discuss that all and choose something what will be the most appropriate. Yep.
I could maybe respond to this. For my master's program so far, I'd say that the distance learning has been going very well. The amazing thing is that the professors and lecturers, they like to coerce students into asking questions because it can be a little bit difficult not being in a classroom setting, but they always make sure to ask students to please contact them in case of any questions, or feel free to ask during the lecture. And also, like, email communication has been very helpful during this time. And there's also, like, the university usually uses Microsoft Teams as a way to keep everyone connected. So in my experience, the lecturers are also actually chatting with students individually to make sure that they're okay and did they understand this concept. How are things going on your end? And they like to remind us that, you know, it's not a normal time and we're all doing great in spite of what's going on in the world. And yeah, as for whether or not there's going to be a possibility to run the classes in autumn next semester, I believe that we cannot comment on that yet, as it's something that the university needs to decide. And when they do decide, they will definitely be posting about it on social media, and you'll definitely hear about it. So
Yeah, great. So more questions? Okay, so thank you very much for taking your time for watching this live stream. Thank you, girls, for joining us today and answering all questions. It was super. So if you have any kind of questions, again, you can visit our website, Facebook page, or email us. We will be glad to guide you and we look forward to seeing you at Masaryk University.